What's up, you guys? Welcome to episode, was this 7 of JaAm PICS, where I take you guys through all my different photography sessions throughout the next few months or so. I don't record every photography session I have, but when I record them, I put them all into this compilation and drop it for you guys to see the behind the scenes of all this madness. So the first one here that I want to start off with is I'm basically just like, this looks like a mess, but once I show you guys a picture and break it down for you guys, it'll make a lot more sense. So this may look familiar, this little scene right here from the new Transformers comic, Transformers #1 from Skybound. Well, it's new at the time of this recording, but by the time I drop it, it'll probably be like 3 or 4 months old. But I just read it a couple days ago, and at the time of this recording, I'm preparing to drop my review on the comic book, so I'm taking a bunch of different photos inspired by the comic to use as, scenery for the video as I'm talking throughout the video. So this is the one that I chose to record for today. It's Optimus, basically. I'm not that big of a wrestling fan like I was when I was a little kid, but I think this is called, like, clotheslining somebody or something, so that's basically what I got going on here, inspired by that one panel where him and Starscream are fighting. So basically got Starscream being held up by the friction of Optimus holding Starscream's null ray there. This was the only figure I had, like, right next to me was animated Black Arachnia, so I just grabbed her, put her underneath Starscream to be like a support structure, and then I'm using a stop motion rig clipped to his heel to hold him up there, and this is out of frame, so I wouldn't even have to edit that out. So, smart on me. And just some smoke effects from previous shots I've been doing that I just left there, so, because I'm a lazy boy. And for the lighting setup, I used a pink backdrop, which is surprisingly a backdrop for a lot of the scenes during this first comic book. So and this was one of them, so I just threw that up there. And I have 2 lights on that. This snake light on them, and then this light on them as well. Do I have this light on? Oh yeah. And this light, this other snake light I have is on as well. So camera settings. Oh, I don't think I messed with anything. There's that, and get ready for some magic. That is basically how the shot turned out. All angles, people. So, looks pretty good in my opinion. Looks like a nice shot. Moving along. Alright, got more of a simpler display here with a size class that I really don't shoot too much because I really don't buy the size class too much. The only reason I have this Cybertron 2005 Legends class Starscream is because I bought a figure off somebody and they just sent that for free. I didn't even know they were going to send it, so I just got it. But the one problem with this figure is he has 2 left legs. You can see there, so yeah. But whatever, free little mini Legends class figure. Can't go wrong with that, I guess. So I just figured I'd shoot it because I've never taken a picture of a Cybertron Starscream figure before from the Unicron trilogy. Because I don't have the Voyager or Supreme class. I'm going to be waiting on the Legacy United Voyager that's coming out next spring. I can't wait for that. That's going to be in Wave 2. I don't know how long it's going to take for this episode to go out, but I'm assuming by the time this is up, it'll be a couple months before that Starscream drops, but if it's after or around the same time, hey, this is an outdated clip. But the picture, it's basically just vanilla, him standing there looking off to the side at something with this little Cybertronian rundown building in the background for some added flair and color to the picture. And those were the camera settings. I messed around with, I think, one of these settings or both of them, I can't remember. And it's basically how it turned out. There's this variant, oh, that's a different picture, and that variant. So a little bit different. The background is less blurred out. The full body is more in focus. And then this one, it's angled just slightly over a little bit, and it's more blurred out in the background and with the body frame right here. So just a bit of a variant between shots. So I think this came out not too bad. Nice little profile shot for my boy Cybertron 2005 Screamer here. Continuing with my Legends class slash minifigure little marathon here, I got the Cybertron 2005 Laserbeak that came with the Voyager class Soundwave from that same line. I originally bought Soundwave a couple years back without Laserbeak, but he had his other bomb slash guns. And Laserbeak was another bomb because that version of Soundwave transformed into some like alien hybrid of the stealth bomber jet. So Laserbeak transforms into a bomb here, which I always thought was a cool reinvention of the character, and it made way more sense than a cassette tape or a shield, like how he was in the recent Generations line for Siege and Earthrise. So this is definitely my favorite Chug Laserbeak. I still think it's the best. It has a lot more joints on it than the Earthrise or Siege version. It still has its miniguns near its head on both sides. You can kind of see it. Kind of see both of them right there. Head sculpt is nice with some red paint on there for the eye, some leg articulation, quite a few joints in the wings there. The tail feathers back there has a joint. So this is basically just held up via a little stand here that I made. And then this is just one of my Cybertronian buildings split into a floor piece for some added background and depth and color to the picture. Lighting setup, got 2 lights on that side, 1 light over here. Now, and then I have my camera extended with the tripod so I could get a higher angle. So, camera settings, that's that. I messed around with this. And then, so I could edit out the stand later, I took a picture without Laserbeak and the stand in there so I could go in and edit out the stand. So yeah, that's pretty much it with this shot. Moving along. What's up, you guys? Man, look at this setup. It's been like a couple weeks since I recorded for this episode. I don't know how long it's been. Y'all know me, I don't keep track of this stuff too often. But I'm back with this crazy setup that I thought about today. This is a recent diorama commission that I did for somebody. By the way, if you want a diorama, you could either email me or hit me up on any of my social medias and we could work out a deal for one. So this was one of my more latest commissions at the time of this recording that I just got done, and I've been doing photography all day on this piece. So, and this was just one of the ones that I decided to record for because this was my most complex setup for today. So basically what I got here is a bit of an Autobot versus Decepticon showdown here. I'm gonna break this down. So Blitzwing shot Hound, and Hound's falling back due to the explosion here, and because of him in shock and maybe even in pain, he pressed the trigger on his gun by accident, so that's letting off a bit of a muzzle flare. Bumblebee, he's kneeling down on some rubble, and he's resting a bazooka on the rubble, and he's firing a bazooka at the Decepticons, while Ultra Magnus is firing at the Decepticons, and after Blitzwing shot Hound, he got hit by the explosion from Magnus, so he's in sort of like a falling down position along with Snapdragon and Thundercracker. And I added this extra detail of a bit of a smoke effect, like before this shot, like a minute or two before Magnus shot one of his red rockets or something. Just a small little detail that people will notice and make the shot look better. And then Springer is just crouching down, ready to strike at a Decepticon when the chance comes. Shrapnel is just knocked out or maybe even dead here, laying on the ground. Got a little bit of an explosion effect or a blast effect going off here. And then Flywheel's here. He's behind a rundown guardrail, and he is firing at Magnus, and that's hitting either his midsection or his leg or thigh. I don't know. I didn't choose to do an effect here. I'm gonna be editing this in. I don't know where I'm gonna put it on Magnus, but you guys will probably see when I'm done with the final product of the picture. And light setup. Got this snake light for the explosion effect here. This snake light for that explosion. This light on the backdrop to eliminate shadows. Same thing with this light. Same thing with that light. This light is for the overall atmosphere of the picture. And this light, same deal, to light everything up and make it look better. So we're dealing with a 4, 5, 6, 7 light setup. And bunch of transformers in the picture. Now for the camera settings. Yep, I think my battery died. Hold on. So there's that real quick in case my battery dies. That's how that looked basically. This is an angled one, and then I did one that wasn't angled. So there's that. Oh my god, it's been quite a few weeks since I last recorded for this episode. But we're back. Yeah. Just been living life. But with this shot here, this was originally going to be a Patreon exclusive, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed or if you want to go check it out and go subscribe and help support me and the channel, I would appreciate it. It is linked down below. You're going to be getting a lot of exclusive content and art from me, such as photography like this, or stop motions like what you see me post on the channel, exclusive sneak peeks at upcoming projects like stop motions, videos, scripts I'm writing, or dioramas I'm working on, tons of different stuff like that. You get Discord access, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Go check it out, linked down below. But back to this pic right here. So it's a bit of a continuation from the Braun shot that I did a few weeks back. If you guys remember that, I did a separate video on that on the channel. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. But it's kind of like a continuation where he got injured, or he's like in stasis lock or whatever, and medics and Ratchet are here to come pick him up or do work on him and see what's going on with him. And I just got medics and Ratchet last week. I found medics at Walgreens. There were 2 there, and I picked the one with the better paint. And I went to Target. I saw Ratchet. There was only 1 there of him. And then I also saw Core Class Tasmanian Kid and Energon Megatron, so I got those 2 as well. I'm going to be doing pictures of them as well. I don't know if they're going to show up in this episode or if they're going to be a Patreon exclusive or what, but I'm going to do something with them at some point soon. So yeah, and I recently got this Braun too a few weeks back, so all these figures are pretty new in the collection, but yeah, this is pretty much just a continuation of that shot with Braun a few weeks back where he was shooting the missiles at the Decepticons attacking the city, and Braun got hurt, and now Ratchet and Medics are there to pick him up. And the reason why I paired Medics and Ratchet together is because in the Rescue Bots continuity, or the Align continuity in general, Medics is the nephew of Ratchet, and then obviously Ratchet would be Medix's uncle. So that's why I paired them together. They're a bit of a team in my own little headcanon and universe for this shot. So I thought that was a pretty cool pairing, something a little bit different. You don't really see people photograph too much, so I figured I'd do that. I thought it was pretty cool to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the shot. I mean, got some polyester there for the smoke effects, bit of like an After Effect feel from Battle. Got the missile launcher on the floor, got his gun next to him on the floor. He's laying there in stasis lock, or dead maybe, I don't know. Medics and Ratchet are in mid-transformation. They just pulled up to him, getting ready to do some work on him or pick him up. Got the background city buildings still there. Got this backdrop, this nighttime backdrop, because it's been hours later and the battle is over. The battle lasted for hours on end, so that was basically what I was going for. It was daytime earlier, now it's nighttime after the battle's over. And lighting, I just upped the camera settings and I just used this bright light and this snake light here because it's supposed to be nighttime, so I didn't want to have a ton of lights in there. But yeah, there's only 2 lights for the setup, so pretty simple for a nighttime shot. And I just upped the ISO a few points. So I think I did it like 2 or 3 maybe, or maybe I didn't up it at all, I don't know, but that's how it's looking on the camera. If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Oh my god. So it's March 23rd, I think, and I've been listening to the Metro Boomin' and Future album since yesterday when it came out, and boy oh boy, that is album of the year potential right there. I love that album. But yeah, this is pretty much the last clip of the new episode here. Just got in Silverbolt and Cybertron Starscream. I did reviews on them. If you want to go check them out on the channel, they're one of the first videos that pop up when you click on my channel. And I just did this shot here for Silverbolt to post on the socials to help promote the review and all that good stuff. And I think it came out pretty good. Something a little simple here to close out this new episode. Got this little plant piece there for some background effects. Got some rock mountain structure thing here up front there for some foreground effect there. And I got a stop motion rig that I made myself. It's a custom. Holding up Silverbolt, making him look like he's flying. Got him posed up semi-heroically, you know how he is as a character. Got the wings splayed out. The lighting setup, got this light up here, these 2 on the backdrop, and then these 2 on the overall display, and Silverbolt himself, obviously. So yeah, pretty simple 5-light setup, pretty simple props put in place, and semi-simple posing. Where it got a little bit difficult was the angling. I had to get the angling right. I wanted it to look good, and it took me a little bit. It took me a few different tries. There's the camera settings. I didn't really mess with it too much, so there's that. But the angling, this is an extra shot I took to help erase the stop motion rig in post-production there. So there's that. So this is the different angle I had. You guys will see this on Instagram too. This is the one that I did the day prior, last night, before today at the time of this recording. So I switched up the posing and the props and angling a little bit so you can see the difference there. Oh, that's Starscream shot. And yeah, I just wanted to get it right, but I did end up settling with both of them because I do still think both look great, but it was just something with the angling with me that, I don't know, I still wanted to mess around with, call it, typical artist perfection problem or whatever, but yeah, I still think both are pretty nifty, and yeah, that's pretty much how the shot came out and how I framed it. I think it came out pretty dope. There's the raw footage, and that's a little off. There we go. So yeah, still had to edit out the rig and have the grid on there and everything, so... And then you could see how I did the mountain as like I think it's called foreground, little piece right there blurred out. And then, of course, the top section is more next to Silverbolt, if you will, in terms of how it looks on the camera. So I thought that was a pretty cool effect. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this simple. I appreciate all you guys making it to the end. All my social medias are linked down below. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. My email is also down below if y'all want to hit me up about business inquiries or if you want to message me about whatever. Or if you want to subscribe to my new Patreon, I've been posting tons of new content that will probably never see the light of day here on YouTube or any of my social media accounts, and exclusive content such as access to stop motions that I will not be posting on YouTube, exclusive music, photography, sneak peeks at projects such as stop motion films I'm working on, and dioramas. You guys get early access a week before YouTube to stop motion films that I drop, and you get Discord access as well. So tons of other stuff that I think I'm forgetting as well. So I think it would be pretty worth it. So if you guys want to help support me, help support the channel, it's linked down below. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!